Hey guys, what's up? I am back with another video. So in this video we will doing the speed test comparison between the Vivo V25e against the Poco F3, and the Poco F3 is powered by Qualcomm Snapdragon 870 SoC with 8GB of RAM, and you know 870 is the best SoC in 2021 in 2022 in my opinion. So far this SoC also available on the newer Poco F4, which hasn't launched in the Pakistan market. So very interesting to see how is the Snapdragon 870 is gonna stack up against the Helio G99 inside the Vivo V25e. So on the back we have triple cameras on both phones. We have 48 megapixel main camera with 8 megapixel ultra wide and a 5 megapixel macro, while the Vivo has a 64 megapixel main camera with optical image separation. Then we have 2 megapixel macro and a 2 megapixel depth sensor. And the back on both phones is made up of glass, and the frame of the Poco is made up of aluminium, while the Vivo has a plastic frame. On the bottom, no headphone jack on both these devices. Poco has stereo speakers, while the Vivo has a single speaker in this 90,000 PKR price range, which is a really disappointing thing in 2023. Also, we have IP53 water and dust resistance rating with the Poco versus IP54 with the Vivo V25e. So now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. Let's see which one is faster. So now let's quickly boot both of these phones up at the same time. So logos came up first on the Vivo, and Vivo is running on Android 13. Front TouchOS 13 versus Android 12 with MIUI 13. So let's see which one is faster. Snapdragon 870 versus Helio G99. So Poco F3 is still faster when it comes to booting up, and this is almost a 2-year-old phone or a 2-generation-old phone. Only have a 1 or 2 second difference between these two devices when it comes to booting up. Now let's talk about the displays between these two devices. And the Vivo has a 6.4-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with 90Hz refresh rate, while the F3 has a 6.67-inch Full HD Plus AMOLED with 120Hz refresh rate. Also we have center punch hole on the Poco versus a U-shaped notch on the Vivo V25e, which is a really disappointing thing in this price range again. And the bottom chin, it is smaller on the Poco F3, as well as the side bezels in my opinion, as well as the forehead. So now let's see apps opening speed. So everything's closed up in the background, no application is running in the background. We have same Wi-Fi network on both phones. So phone dialer, that is very similar. So next on the list is settings, that one faster on the Poco. So now let's go to the display, and we have 120Hz refresh rate versus a 90Hz on the Vivo. So now check out some more apps. Now let's start off with the Amazon shopping, and the Poco F3 is a tiny bit faster as you can see. So now let's see scrolling, feels really smooth on both phones. No jitters, anything like that. So now let's open this, and that one, it is also very similar. Scrolling feels buttery smooth, no jitters, anything like that. So now I'll check out some games application. How is the Snapdragon 870 is gonna stack up against the Helio G99. So let's see Candy Crush Saga. So Poco F3 is a tiny bit faster as you can see. So now let's open Instagram on both phones. That one is faster on the Vivo. Let's see pin out faster on the Poco again. So 870 is showing its performance. So now let's open Snapchat, faster on the Poco. Spotify, again faster on the Poco. Subway Surfer, and Subway Surfer, it is faster on the Poco F3 as you can see. So let me show the speakers on both phones. First on the Poco F3 with max volume. So here's the Poco F3 and here is the Vivo. And seems like the speakers, it is more louder on the Vivo, but actual sound quality, it is more better on the Poco F3. I did not expect that to happen, but that's what we have. Let's see temper and 2. Still, Snapdragon 870 is a much faster SoC than all these Helio SoCs. So F3 is faster. As you can see, this time we have 2-second difference. So now let's open this big game, which is called as PUBG Mobile. So Adreno 650 GPU, I think, versus Mali G57 MC2 GPU. So Poco F3 is showing its performance. So F3 is done, and Vivo also right behind there. Also in that game we have smooth graphics with extreme frame rate versus a smooth graphics with ultra frame rate. So no 60 FPS with the Vivo. So now let's opening up the Twitter. That one faster, that is very similar. Now let's open Zedge, and faster on the Vivo. Let's see, scrolling feels really smooth on both phones. Again, no jitters, anything like that. And the scrolling, it is a tiny bit more smoother if I see very closely, but not a big difference between 90 Hz and 120 Hz. So last I'm launching the cameras on both phones, default camera application. So let's see which one is faster. Now let's opening up the camera. That is very similar on both phones. So now let's look at the front facing camera. And the front facing camera, it is miles better on the Vivo V25e. And this one has a 32 megapixel selfie camera, while Poco F3 has a 16 megapixel, I believe. Now check out internet browsing speed. I am seeing default Google Chrome on both phones. So we have Wikipedia, first website, that is very similar and close. Scrolling, again, really smooth on both phones, no jitters, anything like that. So now let's open this, also very similar. Now let's open this, now let's open this, similar. Now let's open Samsung.com, and that one, it is little faster on the Vivo. Yes, it is on the Poco. So Vivo is way behind in that website. So now let's see, scrolling feels again really smooth on both phones. So now check out RAM management. So both phones has 8 GB of RAM. Let's see that how is the Poco F3 is performing in the RAM management after a lot of time after its release. So phone dialer still there. Settings, Amazon shopping. Let's see, Candy Crush Saga still there. Instagram, Pinout, Snapchat, Spotify, Subway Surfer, Temper and 2. Now let's open PUBG Mobile. So RAM management, it is still incredible on the Poco F3. Opening up the Twitter, and last we're back to the internet browser where we left, and you can see still no refresh on both phones. And guys, over I have to say regarding the apps opening speed, as you can see that, and the Poco F3 is performed faster in the boot up test, in system based applications, as well as in the game app loading time. So the Poco F3 is a much faster SoC than the Vivo V25, which is powered by Helio G99 SoC. So in terms of the RAM wise, in that area, both phones is performing excellent in the RAM management. Not a single refresh on both phones. Really impressed by the performance of the Poco F3 in 2023. So the Poco F3 has a 4500 mAh battery size with a 33 watt fast charging, while the Vivo V25e also has a 4500 mAh battery size, but we have 44 watt fast charging. So thank you so much for watching this speed test. I hope you like this speed test. So do let me know your thoughts in the comment section below, and subscribe to my channel for daily tech videos like this, and follow me on Instagram and Twitter as well. And I will see you in my next video. Peace out.